All right, dude here. Hey, I am driving home from Provo, Utah. Got old Winnie chilling in the back seat back there, if you can see her. And we had a great weekend. And I just kind of want to do a little bit of a weekend review and answer the question of where I've been and where I'm going next. So I think that's what we're going to do here. Take the next couple minutes and do this. So let's take a look at this last week. A few things you may have missed if you weren't watching the videos. We hit 100 days of YouTube. That's 100 days of not only being on YouTube, but actually showing up every single day. I've made over 100 videos. This video you're watching right here is number 103 in the starting over at 53 series. Plus there's a few live streams, and we started doing shorts. So a lot of stuff has changed in the last 100 days. We're committed, and I set a new goal, a new commitment to do another 100 days. So that's where we're going. That's a big milestone for me. And then we also had, as far as the transformation and the weight loss challenge goes, I hit 90 days. So we posted some before and after pictures. Now, I actually realized something. I didn't really make a 90-day video because we were up north for my son's birthday. So I'm going to actually insert some before and afters here. So if you take a look at this first one, here's just a face shot, shirt and tie. You can see day 1 and you can see day 90. Pretty good difference there. You can definitely see some thinning in my face and everything. And in this next one here, I've got the 3 up on my day 1 and the 3 up on my day 90. And you can see that's the same exact outfit, same shorts, same shirt. And there's starting to be a pretty significant change overall. I did take some with my shirt off, just in the shorts. I am committed. I'm going to show you those at some point, but not till I'm a little bit more proud of how far I've come. So we're getting there. I'm feeling pretty good, but maybe 120 days. So we'll see. But you can already just see in those 2 pictures alone, right? A lot of change. And I'll just insert these measurements right here real quickly. If you want to pause it and check that out. But basically there's inches lost all over head to toe. And 30 point something pounds of weight. I think 30 pounds, 30.4, something like that is where I'm at right now. So good progress. So this week we had 100 videos on YouTube in a row. We've got 90 days of progress. Did a little reflection video on focus and did some story time. But dude, that's kind of becoming a thing. We did a live stream. So we're kind of settling into some things. But we're not done yet. I got a long ways to go. One other thing we did, we went up to Provo, had Dallin's 24th birthday, got to celebrate with family and friends. I've been planning for like 90 days. We like to go to this place called Leatherby's. I posted that last night. You can see the size of these massive ice cream sundaes that they make. I ate about half and started feeling sick. So, which is kind of to be expected. I never really get the big one anymore whenever we do go, but I haven't been there in over 90 days. So it's been it was a treat for sure, and also kind of a reminder of why I don't do that every weekend. So that's actually good. But we had a good time seeing family, friends. Saw Caden and Natalie visiting from Oklahoma, and that was awesome. So it's always a good time, and being around a lot of family is always a good time to help reflect. And when we drive home, like I got a 3.5 hour drive home, it's always a good time to kind of reflect on the weekend's events. It gets harder to leave every time. I miss my kids. We love our kids. Wish we could be around them all the time. Right now that's not possible. But it gets harder every time because, we love seeing them. We love seeing those grandkids grow. Every time we get up there, even if it's once a month, they're different every single time. So that's kind of where we've been and what we did this last week, some of the milestones that we hit. So a quick snapshot of where I'm at today. 30 pounds down, 100 days in, 90 days into the transformation, and basically leaving some results on the table. I can do better. That's my self-assessment. I think I'm doing good. If I were to rate myself on a scale of 1 out of 10, I'd say for YouTube, I'm getting a 10. Not necessarily in the quality of content, but in the showing up every single day. In the diet, I'd probably give myself a 7.5. I think I'm doing good, but there are times that I've slipped. Nothing major, and it hasn't led to a spiral. But traveling is still my challenge. So, staying 100% on par when I'm traveling, that has been kind of I'm still figuring it out. And exercise-wise, I'd probably give myself maybe a 7 out of 10. It's been hot. It's been windy. The walks have kind of slowed down. It's been harder to go shoot and do walk and talk videos because of the wind and the audio quality. And with my shoulder hurting, I had a little bit of a stint with my foot and everything. Again, if there was 90 days I could have worked out, I'd say I probably hit most of them with something. But I still go, okay, well, I left that out, or I left this out, or maybe I didn't get a walk that day, but I did a lightweight workout, or I got a walk, but, skipped a weight workout or something like that. I think I can put it together better. Does that make sense? So there's room for improvement. A couple of things that I've learned as I've been reflecting for the last little bit driving home here. And that is one thing, I think consistency matters most, really. It's not about perfection. I've tried to play that game in the past, and it just never quite works. Coke Zero. It just doesn't work for me anymore. I don't know if it's old age. I don't know what it is, but I'm not going to chase perfection. What I am going to do is I'm going to chase consistency. And I think showing up daily is becoming my mantra. Showing up for myself and the people that I love, my community here on YouTube and everything. And that's one thing I'm going to keep doing, and also tighten up a bit. I know, like I said, I can put together some of these days better. So I'm going to adjust some things. Not that I'm going to change my workout or really change what I'm doing. Just maybe change the things around so I can schedule things better, or be a little bit more committed to make sure I kind of, check all the boxes every single day. So that's what I'm going to do. I also learned, besides consistency and persistence, focus matters, and you get what you focus on, and what you focus on, there becomes more of in your life. I've had a little bit of a struggle recently with maybe when I don't know if you can see it on here or not, but I want to just root the negativity out of my life. I don't want to focus on the negative. I want to focus on the positive, focus on the things that are going well, not beat myself up, and really just kind of dial in with gratitude, patience and love and consistency, and getting it done. And so that's one thing I'm going to be working on too in the next 90 days. And the last bullet point, I think, is that the community matters. We're building a pretty cool little community here. A lot of people are giving support to one another, to me. I'm trying to offer my support in return. And I think, from your partner or spouse, significant other, whoever may be in your life, your friends, your family, your coworkers, the people that you surround yourself with online, it all matters, because you end up being a product of the people that you surround yourself with. So it's good to take a pulse check of that and say, do I need an upgrade? So I'm proud of you guys, proud of our little community that we're building, and once again I thank you for participating, a lot of you, every single day. So I think that's amazing. So what's my commitment and where am I going in the next 90 days? So I'm hovering around 230 right now. Been as high as 289, kind of officially started at 261 on this journey on March 16th. So in the next 90 days, I'd like to actually see better results than I did in the first 90. So with that, I do have to modify, and I got to tighten up some things. I want to be more consistent with actual lifting weights. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do about the shoulder. May have to get it looked at. May need to see about getting like a shot or something in it, see if I can relieve some pain. I don't know. Hopefully it's not worse than that. I can be more consistent with the mobility. It's like 106 to like 114 right now. So when I get off work at 4 o'clock, it makes it really difficult to go to the park and work out right now. So I'm probably gonna have to, do it at home in my home gym. I'm gonna hit those mobility movements and make sure I'm adding in the abs back in, which I've kind of been skipping. I told you guys that a few days ago. Because I think going from 230, well, if I could stay on that path, that means in the next 90 days I could be breaking 200. Now that's a worthy goal. So, and according to that rate, I could beat my goal weight of 155 or close to it by next March. And man, that seems like it's forever away, but that would be a year. If I could go from March 16th to March 16th, 2027, and hit those numbers or really close to it, and be working the last half of the program here, focused on body composition and things like that. Boy, I think we could really, really, really make some progress. I took a picture with my shirt off, which I'm not going to show you yet, but I had ChatGPT modify it. I said, take this guy and make him about 12% body fat. I just need some motivation to see what I could potentially look like. And actually, it's funny because it didn't, it still looks like me. Pretty much looks like me, but it's pretty impressive. I think I could look pretty good. I think I'd be pretty happy. I wouldn't mind showing you some of the hideous before pictures if I had some of those after pictures. So that's the plan. 90 days from now, let's see, that's going to take us into, where are we now? Middle of June. That's going to be the middle of September sometime. So I've got a summer of workout, a summer of dieting, staying keto for the most part. If I feel like I need to snap into gear a little bit, I'll do a 7-day carnivore stint again. I seem to like that. It makes it so that I can, kind of like madly focus for a week, but then I can kind of, have a little more flexibility most of the time. So that's probably what I'm going to stick with for right now, and then until we get more fat off. And then, like I said, focus on gratitude, focus on showing up every single day, continuing on that path. I want to make sure I'm being the best version of me, for me, and of course for my beautiful wife and my children and my grandkids, and for all the people that are in my life, in my inner circle, and of course for you good folks here in the community. I'll keep showing up for you and keep posting videos and sharing story time lessons and posting what I do, and just sticking to it and seeing if we can't add 1,000 more people here. First 90 days are in the books. And, we had the celebratory ice cream at Leatherby's, and now we're putting the head down. Starting tomorrow morning, we got the next 90 days coming, and we're going to see how much progress we can make in the next 90 days. And I appreciate you guys showing up every single day. I appreciate you joining the journey here and following along and rooting for me and all that kind of good stuff. And I bought actually 2 pairs of shorts this weekend, not for any kind of reason other than the fact that I need them because my old ones are falling off. So I hope to be buying some more clothes in the next 90 days because I have to. And appreciate your support, and we will see you tomorrow. Dude out.